Just think you can flap your yap. No cap, yo, we looking at the facts and stats. Second city gritty to across the map. Put your cleats on your feet while we run some laps. Buckle up your seat while we have some chats. Who the GOAT on the court, pictures and running backs. Plug in your jacks and you're whipping your phone. Shalom, let's get it on, just a set in the tone.
Welcome, everyone, to the Setting the Tone podcast. It's your man, Tone, back again. Bear down, everybody. We're about to do it. Week 5 is in the books. Me and my man, J Mac, about to talk about it, give our takes, our reactions, our overreactions, and what we like and disliked about the game. What's going on with you, J Mac? You good, bro?
Oh yeah. I'm doing well. It's Victory Monday, as you can see. Victory
Monday, as
Yes,
I can
sir.
see. The Bears did handle business. They put a thumping on the Carolina Panthers, 36-10. Man, the game was over at halftime for me. I was ready to turn it off and watch something else. But I had to see it through. I had to see it through.
Yes.
It was one of them games where, you got to enjoy the ass whooping. And, there's one of the narratives out there. The Bears only beat the Panthers. They scrubs. They bums. Hey, you play who on your schedule. You know what I'm saying? If they had lost, those same people be saying the Bears can't beat the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? Bears some scrubs. You can't win for losing with some people. You know what I'm saying? According to those same people.
Very true.
Those same people think the Bears are trash. So how does that matter? How does the opponent matter if we're trash, right?
Right. But they probably thinking we're trash because of, the coaching. We had a league like that before, and coaching let us down.
Yeah.
So we didn't need a repeat of that.
Right. But this the same Panthers team since they switched from Bryce Young to Andy Dalton. They put up 36 points on the Raiders and 24 on the Bengals. We held them to 10.
Right.
So we got to.
When you're the better team, it should show on the field.
Right.
So, it was the Panthers. We should have played the way we played.
Right. We think we're the better team. My whole thing was those people that was talking trash don't think we're a good team. You know what I'm saying? We can't win for losing with them. Why would the opponent matter if we're not good? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
But we think we're a good team for sure.
But we did what we were supposed to do.
Facts.
But at the same time, when we were expected to do what we supposed to do, we didn't. And that was against Indianapolis.
Right.
We didn't do what we were supposed to do. So
right, they were trying to give us that game.
People go off recent memory. But right now we're gonna focus on
recent memory.
Recent memory. What we did yesterday.
Yeah.
Which was beat a team that we were better than convincingly.
Facts. We didn't let them stick around. They got off to that early lead, that touchdown, and I was kind of like, oh shit,
Yeah.
But the Bears like, Tone, don't even worry about it. We got you, and they pulled away quick, and didn't let them linger around. It was over.
And thankfully their coach got away from the running game.
Thankfully.
I'm very thankful for that. Because but that's another subject. But
we'll get to it.
Right. But we
I just want to
put the game away. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to ask you some of your positive takeaways from that game, whether it's offense, defense, special teams, position groups, play calling, coaching, whatever. What are some of your positive takeaways from the game?
and I actually do have some. So my positive is actually I like the tempo of the game. I
Okay,
like um I like Caleb getting into a rhythm faster. I like I like him not I like the speed of the game for him. It gets him into a rhythm, and it gets him and the other players into the game a little quicker than being stagnant. The quicker the tempo is, I kind of like that, the quick tempo of the game.
I agree. It
Another
kind of
pop,
it kind of helps them out and it hurts the defense because they can't make their adjustments fast enough or catch their breath.
correct, correct, yeah, and it builds Caleb's confidence early in the game. If he complete a couple of passes, they get off to a quick start in the running game. It gives the team, it gives that offense and the offensive line confidence. And as you just said, it keeps that defense on its heels.
Facts.
Another positive is, of course, winning the turnover battle,
Hmm.
and we had two quick scores on forgot what Flukes called it, but sudden changes
Sudden changes.
when when they had a turnover on downs,
Hmm.
and right away we win and score right away. What, 32 seconds it was, or 35 or something like that. We scored instantly. And then on the next play, I think it was maybe the play before, on a fumble, we scored. We went down and scored instantly.
Right.
And
We
then
recovered
on
two
the turn,
fumbles and had an interception.
right.
And one of Fluce's goals is at least 3 takeaways per game, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
there it
And
is.
then we missed one with I'm not with Jonathan Owens on the
Yeah,
tip pass
yeah.
and right in his hands, and he dropped it.
Couldn't have been laid better.
Yeah. But at the same time, these are games in which we should win, and we did. But those are that turnover. I think he'll capitalize on that later on in the damn. I think he'll capitalize on that later on in the year.
Hmm.
But it was still a good win. Good defensive effort still. I'm just glad that they got away from the run game.
Yeah. Myself, I thought it was a good game for the offense. Like last week's win was more Caleb game managing.
Hmm.
This one was not game managing. We was playing. He was playing to win, not just manage the game. He was the reason. He was one of the reasons why we won. Not just managing, making sure, not just making sure he wasn't making mistakes, but he was actually making plays to win.
Right.
And that touchdown to DJ Moore, where he looked off the safeties and hit him in stride in the end zone. I forget how many yards that was, but that was beautiful. That's some veteran shit there. Rookie looking
Yeah, I
good.
think that was a 32-yard TD pass.
34 yards. 34 yards.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
I really like that play right there. That showed some veteran savvy from our rookie quarterback, and
It was.
one of my favorite positive takeaways. And of course, the defense steady coming with it. They did not
Hmm.
let up, even though they got gashed on the big run by Chuba Hubbard for 38 yards. They they cleaned it up real quick. They didn't wait for halftime to clean it up. They cleaned it up right then and there. It's like, look, we can't be letting these motherfuckers get these gashes on us. They gonna get yards, but just don't get them gashes like that, you know. So I liked how the
That was a
defense
big
kept
gas
coming
too.
with it. What we get? How many sacks we get today or yesterday?
I think it was 4.
4 sacks. 4 sacks. Three
A lot
tackles
of
for losses. For a loss. That shows we putting pressure. We weren't really blitzing a lot. We came with the 4-man front most of the game.
well,
And
it was one blitz that hit home in which
mhm.
I
No, I
think
ain't
it
said we
was
wasn't blitzing. I'm saying just not a lot.
no, no, I'm right. It wasn't, but when we did blitz, it hit home,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can tell because what I think it was Tyler Gordon.
yeah.
He got
Yep,
in for the
you
sack.
got that. Yep,
So I mean
that
it
was
was
him and D
evident.
Walk, right?
Well,
I think him and D Walk got there
Dex
at the same time.
celebrated like it was him.
Who?
Dex. He
Dex.
celebrated like it was him that got the sack.
It
You
was
know,
D
he
Walk. That's
was
what I
in on
saw.
it. It was him and Kyler Gordon that was in on that sack.
Yeah.
But on the first one, it was Dex and D Walk.
Okay. Hey, speaking of Dex, the man got 4 sacks in 5 weeks, man. You think we found out 3 tech?
Um, I think it's early in the season. Um, that's that's because I think the competition is going to get a little tougher later on in the season once everybody get loose and playing.
hmm
So with that being said, the line is going to get tougher, especially within a division. So right now, hone in on some of those pass rushing skills, some of those skills that you need to work on as a 3 tech and pass rushing. So when you get into division play, you know you can use that in your arsenal.
Right.
As of right now, yeah, he's shining. I like what I see.
I also appreciate my guy still on the defense. Appreciate my guy Jaquan Brisker knocking himself and the opponent out.
No, thankfully he didn't knock himself out this time.
Oh
So
no,
so
man!
that's
Look,
good. Any other time he probably been to knock himself out. I wanted to mention that. I'm glad he did knock himself out, but that was a really good hit.
man, that boy be sticking.
Yeah,
He
that
played
was a
good the
really
whole
good hit.
game. He was just out there ball hawking.
Yeah, yeah. I like the defense that he's bringing, especially from the safety position. It's like having that third linebacker on the field anyway.
Right, man had 5 tackles, 3 solo. Yeah,
Yeah, and that big
pass
forced
deflection.
fumble,
Yeah.
and that big forced fumble. It was a toss up between him and Dex as one of my players of the game.
Okay, I was going to ask you who were your standout players for this game.
Yeah, it was well, since we mentioned it was Swift. His play
About
has
time you giving Swift some love.
well, he done picked up his play these last couple of games.
Yeah,
So yeah, 285 yards in the last 2 games. After being real stagnant the first 3. So yeah, I gotta give him some love.
yeah,
He's
73 rushing yards and 20, what do you have? 47 passing yards,
yeah,
receiving
that big
yards. Yeah.
screenplay, that big screenplay that got him down in the red zone.
Oh yeah, for
To the
42.
two
Yeah.
yard line. Yeah. So he's picking it up. I think he needs to follow he a little bit too fast for his blockers. He needs to set up his blockers a little
Well,
bit
that
more.
that
But
one long run you was talking about, he followed the blockers until he couldn't follow him no more.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, he was
But
doing
you
that.
you
Yeah.
know it's always a point to where it's like he hitting the hole too fast.
Okay.
And then it's like he playing dodgeball. From that point. But at the same time, he is making progress and he's picking up positive yards. So hats off to him.
Yes, sir.
Another player of the game that I had was Caleb. what was it, 20 for 29, 302 yards, 2 TDs, no turnovers. Um, he did give up a sack.
Yeah, that was on him.
I believe, yeah, that sack was on him. He held the ball too long.
Yeah.
And an honorable mention to the offensive line. They did exactly what they were supposed to do against a lesser defensive line. They held up. I mean, again, that sack was on Caleb. He had plenty of time to throw the ball. I mean, my man was back there. He could have made a grilled cheese sandwich. So they played pretty well. They played pretty well.
It was on the 3rd down play, so I kind of like, I don't mind him giving up that sack because he was trying to make something happen on 3rd down instead of throwing
Yeah,
it away. If you throw it away on 3rd down, the down is over. You know,
right,
so
right.
kind of give
But
him
you
a
know,
pass on that one.
at the same time, no turnovers,
Yeah, no turnovers.
and that was the only sack that was given up. So gotta honor that, especially with the line being as weak as it has been.
One of the
You
stats
gotta
I've been
give.
seeing a lot of people talking about was because they trying to take shots at other former Bears quarterbacks. One of the stats they keep talking about about Caleb Williams was he's the only Bears rookie with multiple 300-yard games passing. Only Bears rookie.
Okay,
I mean, that's
I
just
mean,
yeah.
to me,
I don't
there
care
there
about that.
you shouldn't take a shot at anyone because that's throughout the Bears' history.
Yeah, yeah, but
So
they talking about. I mean, that's Bears history, but they're really talking
they
about
talking about
recent history. Recent history.
right. They talking about a specific quarterback.
Yeah,
So
that he couldn't do that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's still a civil war. It's still a civil war with Bears fans right now about
let it go.
the quarterback, who they should have kept, who they drafted, who they should have drafted, all of that stuff. It's
Yeah,
still a civil war. Oh,
let
they should have
let that
kept
shit go.
Justin
He ain't
Fields.
coming
Oh, they
back.
should have drafted Jaden Daniels. So, look,
We got who we got now.
if you still on
So
the
just
Justin
move
Fields
forward.
train, I mean, I was a fan of Justin Fields, but if you still over there, I mean, you could go join the Steelers. We got Caleb now. He's
Well,
with us. That's how I look
right.
at it. Caleb is
Right.
progressing each week as a passer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he went from what week one 55% passer rating to 123 this week. So he's
He's
progressing, and I'm rolling with my
right. He's
quarterback. I'm
progressing.
not going to dwell on the past. Big fan of Justin. I hope he does well over there, but I'm
Thank
not a
you.
Steelers fan. I'm riding with the team, riding with my quarterback. Simple as that.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
mean, you can be a fan of Justin and support
Yeah.
him and his success,
Yeah. Facts.
and you know that's over there now. I mean, you
Yeah.
can quietly. Well, you ain't even got to quietly. You can be a fan of another player.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
Facts.
with that.
But you don't need to pit them against each other or dwell
No.
on the negatives of your player because of that player is doing well.
Right.
If Justin's doing well, you ain't gotta there's no reason to slander or slam Caleb because Justin is doing well. There's no reason for that.
Thank
It's
you.
just,
And vice versa.
are you
There's
a
no
Bears fan
reason
or
to
not?
slander
If you
Justin because Caleb is progressing.
Yeah.
They're two different players, two different quarterbacks, and they're in two different systems. So
And it's
let
not
it
gonna
go.
change anything you're griping.
Exactly.
Your griping ain't gonna change nothing. You know?
And they ain't gonna change shit. So let it go.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels,
Let's
same
move forward.
thing. Everybody's like, oh, they should have drafted Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is in Washington playing for the Commanders. They didn't draft him. Go be a Commanders fan if you're gonna keep talking about that. It's not
Right.
gonna change. It's not gonna change. This is
Just
where
be
we at.
happy
We
that
got
he's
Caleb.
succeeding.
Yeah. I'm happy for Jaden Daniels. I want all of those cats to succeed, Jaden
Right.
and Justin. But we were here with Caleb, and we're gonna ride with Caleb, and he's getting better and he's looking good. And that's where I'm at with that. Period. Point blank.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm glad. I think
Hey,
we all need to move on as a fan base and let the Civil
facts.
War
This
go.
this is crazy, man. They still holding on to that. They like some. I ain't even gonna say that, but they bitter.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Hey,
I have to agree. I really do.
What are some of
I
the
absolutely do.
things, even though we play such a beautiful game on all three phases, offense, defense, special teams, what are some of the things you think we still need to clean up that you saw in yesterday's game?
Um, Definitely the run defense.
Okay.
That is to me, that is a huge gaping hole. Um, as a team, we've given up 6 rushing touchdowns, and teams are using that against us, and hopefully they're going they're turning away from the run, you know, and thankfully so, because they're gashing us, and they're gashing us good. And to me, that's the huge that's the biggest gaping hole.
Biggest
Um,
thing we need to clean up. Yeah.
yeah,
I agree 100%. I can't even counter that with anything.
and the offensive line so far. I mean, again, we played the Panthers, and they did what they were supposed to do. So I think once they start building up that confidence, that they can play well and start gelling together,
Hmm.
that'll start getting cleaned up as well. That offensive line play,
Yeah,
that'll start getting cleaned up as well.
I agree.
But
I agree with that. I like our
it's the
pass
trenches.
defense. We've only given up 2 passing touchdowns this season. That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's crazy.
that's
I,
good.
I think the Saints, the only team better than us in that category, they gave up one, and I don't think they played this week. So yeah, we got 5 games. They got
Um,
4.
no, I think somebody else got um ranked better than us
I
without them.
don't think so. 2 passing touchdowns to opponent?
Yeah,
Nah, that's it.
because I was actually just looking at that one.
The
Yeah,
Jets have
I,
2
I,
as well. The Jets have 2 as well, but they don't have. I mean, Saints only won with 1.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take you. I'm gonna have to take your word for it now because I'm too slow with trying to find it. But yeah, that was actually a stat that I was actually just looking at with the
That's a
defensive
stat I'm
stat.
proud of.
Yeah, exactly. Only giving up 2 touchdowns in the passing game, and, especially with giving up the deep pass. I think we're susceptible to.
But it
So
hasn't happened yet. So
yeah,
with only
I
2,
mean,
we got it. We got it blanket. We got it covered.
yeah, because I think one of them was that it was a pass play that Tyreek gave up, and the other one that Jalen gave up.
Hmm.
And I think the one that Jalen gave up was like 44 yards.
Right.
That was the biggest one that we've given up as a team. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Right. And my concern was teams are going to try us often deep, but just giving up
Yeah.
one deep one in 5 games is pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, if you could give a game ball to one player, who would it be and why?
Yesterday, for yesterday's game,
Of course.
um, who would it be and why? Well, it would have to be one of the 3 players that I've chosen as players of the game.
Okay, so which one would stand out the most
But
as far as game ball?
as a game ball, I got to go with the offensive line. I'm sorry.
Offensive line?
Yeah.
You didn't have them as your one of your 3, did you?
No, I
Standout
had them as
players.
honorable mention.
Yeah. Your honorable mention go get the game ball over your 3 standouts.
Yeah. For the simple
Wow.
fact, they 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 kept Caleb clean.
Okay.
I mean, they really kept him clean. They open up they start opening up the holes in the running game. it was only one time in which I was not satisfied with the offensive line, and that was when we couldn't convert on that 4th and 1 by Roshan. But other than that, offensive line played a very clean game.
Okay.
They protected Caleb. They didn't get. I mean, that one sack was really on Caleb. But other than that, no pressures. He could sit back there all day, and they open up that running game for the running backs. So that's why I get a game ball too.
Okay. Um,
How
I had
about
a
yourself?
yeah. I was thinking about this one, and I got to give it. I got to get a game ball to Caleb. Caleb
Okay.
was just phenomenal in my opinion. The man, the man played a great game, and 304 yards, 10 yards average. That's a first down every time he threw the ball. you know,
Okay.
2 touchdowns. That's game right there. We only gave up 10 points. That's game right
Right.
there. You know, um, I loved how he was reading the field, going through his progressions, and getting the ball out quick. He was just he saw everything. He just got it out to where he thought it was open, and it's just I felt like by week 4 or 5, Caleb and the offense would start clicking. They would catch up to the defense, and here it is. I'm not gonna say because it was the Carolina Panthers, because his progressions is his progressions. He's naturally reading the field. You know, simple as that. Him and DJ, him and DJ are on the same page. They talked it out. They hashed it out. DJ was like, "No, what my quarterback see is what it is because he's got to throw it to me." So bam, there it is.
I
You
mean,
know,
I actually really have no pushback to that. But at the same time, as what was one of your um main things that you noticed him going through his progressions? Why was he able to go through his progressions?
oh,
That
you
offensive line.
because of your offensive line. Yeah, 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 for sure. I mean, they
That
honorable
offensive
mention. Like you
line.
said, they're honorable mention. I ain't gonna not say they didn't play well. I just think he took advantage of their
Right, right,
well
right,
playing. Took advantage of it.
right. And that was a very good positive to me for Caleb, for him to actually be able to sit back there in the pocket and
Hmm.
go through his progressions,
Right.
at game speed. Now, sometimes he's gonna have to speed that up. And he's not gonna have that type of time to actually sit back there in the pocket.
Right. But
But for
did you
him
see
to
him? He stepped up in the pocket when he did get a little pressure. He's calm and
mhm.
cool and collect. He ain't panicking. None of that shit. He ain't trying to,
But he didn't have that much pressure on him,
when he did
which is
have
good.
pressure. But I'm saying
It wasn't
there's
much.
examples, there's samples in the game where there was pressure and he calmly just stepped into the pocket and did what
Yeah.
he had to do. It wasn't like he played a game completely without pressure. You know what I'm saying? He had pressure at some points in the game, you know.
I just thought it was minimal. That's all.
It
And
was
because
minimal.
but he even whatever pressure, that he did get, it was minimal because the line showed up today yesterday. So
Yeah,
that's where my game ball goes.
got you.
I mean, how all we've been shitting on this offensive line for
3 years.
how long? Yeah.
3 years.
So at some point we got to give them we got to give a hats off to them.
I'm sure they'll have a stellar moment against a defense that's gonna pressure the Bears more like maybe the Vikings or something. Then
Now, now,
that would definitely warrant a game ball for them.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Now, if they hold up, then then hell yeah, you
Yeah,
get
but
2
I just
game
thought
balls.
Caleb took advantage of everything that was out there. He took advantage of the moment and stood out. He was the reason why.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, agreed. Take advantage of those moments because, you know, again, we all know with that offensive line, it's going to be far and few that you get to actually sit back there and make grilled cheese sandwiches and have a cigar. So
Okay.
take advantage of that.
Hey, I'm just trying to
Read
be
the
positive
field.
about everything as far as the line goes, and you come in with your negative Nancy and shit.
Oh, well, I'm just saying because this is a is this is a it's a long it's a stretched out season.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. This is week
it's
5. We have what, 12 more games?
yeah, yeah.
It's a
So I'm
long
just
way to
saying,
go.
right? It's a learning process, and it's a developing process. So it's not really about being negative. It's about just looking at the long haul. Right now, you can take it as you sitting back there in the pocket and you looking at shit game speed. Sometimes it's gonna speed that's gonna speed up. We seen that in the first game, first couple of games. And sometimes it's gonna slow down like it did yesterday.
And there was a stat, I don't have it in front of me, but there was a stat whenever they blitzed, whenever there was pressure in the first half, he was perfect. He
Hmm.
did not miss a throw
Yeah,
whenever they pressured him. And I wish I had the stat in front of me. I thought I took it down somewhere, but I guess I didn't.
and
But so
and
he handled the
again, not
pressure
being
well. Is my
negative
point.
Nancy,
My point is
not
when they did have pressure, he handled it.
even better, no turnovers.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, that goes with sitting back there in the pocket. It's a positive to sit back there in the pocket and be able to survey the field the way he did.
But
But
when there's pressure, are you sitting in the pocket or are you manipulating the pocket? You
most
manipulating.
I like the way he manipulates the pocket because he
Yeah.
steps up. I mean, just subtle movements
Yeah.
is can be, he can manipulate the pocket, just subtle movements.
Trying to get that man his full credit. Because pressure, you can't just sit there on pressure. That's not pressure
Oh
then.
no,
That's not pressure.
oh no.
But he
Mm-mm.
completed all his passes in the first half under pressure. And I believe for the game, there was like maybe 2 or 3 that he didn't complete. But he completed the majority, like 75, 80% of the passes under pressure. The ones that he was under pressure, you know?
I like it when he I like for him to clean up when he's not under pressure and he got that clean pocket. Now that's what he's cleaning up. When you got
Mhm.
that clean pocket and you hitting your receivers in stride and you not overthrowing them
He's
like he
definitely
did in
cleaned that
some
up.
previous
Woo-wee.
games.
He's definitely
Yeah,
cleaned the overthrow. That was
right,
and
right.
that goes back to me saying the game is slowing down for him. He's he's not panicking and things like that. He's surveying the field and laying it where it's supposed to be. We already knew before we drafted him he could throw the ball, you know. So and now he's showing that. So I'm looking forward
I,
to more weeks of that.
right, and I also think the improvement is coming. You know when to turn that internal clock on and off, or you know when your just say when your offensive line ain't holding up, and you got to speed that clock up in your head.
Right.
So I think he's learning when to manage that clock and how to manage that clock. So he don't
True.
have to you know move out the pocket too fast, or he can just actually stand there in the pocket and know when to manage that clock in his head.
Yeah. Manipulation of the pocket. He is definitely an expert at that shit. I see him doing. He ain't trying to escape to run. He's just trying to find that moment where he can release it.
Yeah. And I still, he did find moments to where he can scramble and pick up positive yards.
Yeah. When he can't
I,
find
I
nothing, he gonna take off. Yeah.
Right, and I still don't find no issue with that because I mean, if
Not at
you
all.
can escape the pocket, if you can pass down the field to pick up positive yards, if you can if you're accurate enough to do that, by all means do it. But if you can
Absolutely, I
take
agree
off and pick
100%.
up, if you can take off and still pick up positive yards in a first down and reset them sticks, do it.
Yep.
I mean, why knock on somebody because he can take off and actually pick up positive yards?
It shouldn't be a knock. I mean, you're a football
Right.
player.
It should
You,
be. Thank you.
you're a
You're
football
a
player.
football
You're on the
player.
offensive side of the ball. The object of the game is to score points. So in order to score points, you got to keep moving the sticks.
Thank you. Thank you.
However you
And
move
I
the
like
sticks
that.
is however you move the sticks. Whether you
Thank
running,
you.
whether you catching, whether you throwing, however you move the sticks is how you move the sticks. This is why
Thank
I
you.
don't get caught up in the whole 4,000 passing yards or the most 300-yard games and stuff like that. Because in the end of the day, only thing I care about is touchdowns and wins. That's all that
Yep.
matters. Move
End
the
it. Yep.
sticks.
There you go. Right there. The end of the
Move the
game.
sticks. Did we win the game? Okay. Okay, that's
We
all
won.
that matters.
First thing most people gonna try to point out is the stats.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the stats and look at this and look at that. Man, we won. Ain't nobody gonna care about the stats after that.
Right. After the week is over, it's who won. What's your record? We 3-2.
Thank
That's
you.
that's our
That's
record.
it.
You know,
That's what it is. Let's move forward to next week.
facts.
Three
We
and
in
two.
this. We in the season with a winning record. That's the only thing that's going to matter.
Only pushback I got to that, I still say we could be 5-0. We
We could
was
be
that
5 and
close.
0.
I don't care. We was
I
that
think we.
close.
I think
We
we
was
were
in
in
those
both of the
games.
games that we lost. I just think only one of those games we should have won. The other one we could have won. We should have won the Colts game. We could have won the Texans game, but we
Right.
weren't
But
in
a little bit
control of
more
that. We
season.
weren't in control of that game. The the,
Mm,
the Colts game, we should have won that game. They were giving it to us, and we just didn't want
yeah.
to take it.
Right. We should have
Yeah,
took it in the first place.
yeah, facts,
Because it was there to take.
facts. I also like how our offense, how Caleb spread the ball around. Everybody got a little love. He threw the ball to a little bit of everybody. You know, of course, DJ Moore had the most targets with 8. But then when you go down the list, Cole had 4, uh, Keenan had 6, Rome had 6 targets, Swift had 2 targets, and Gerald Everett had 2. He spread the love.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's not going to get, I mean, everybody's not going to get all those targets. So,
Yeah.
you know, but
You only have a certain amount of
again,
plays per game. Yeah.
right, right. I mean, what we want is for them to control the ball, and when we're able to score, I mean, we we're gonna come across that when we're able to put up points.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of hoping that we didn't take our foot off the gas in the second half.
Look, man, we have 5 touchdowns. 5
I know,
touchdowns. That's
4 of those was in the first half.
three three rushing, 2 passing. Balanced attack. 29 passing attempts, 39 carries. That's what I want to see. I want to see a balanced attack, quarterback
I don't have an
taking
issue with
some
that.
shots down the field. 30,
Hmm.
30 passing attempts is perfect for us. I don't think we need to be 50 and all that. 30 is perfect, you know.
Ball
We can
control,
yeah, ball control.
ball control.
30 passing attempts, 40 carries. That's perfect. That's a perfect blend for us.
But at the way I look at it, sometimes you're gonna get those explosive plays to where, I mean,
You going when you
you're
need
gonna
them, you need
short the
them.
field real fast.
Yeah,
So you get more opportunities.
facts.
That's the way I look at it. That's more opportunities on the field, more opportunities so you can, especially right now when you're trying to work out some of the kinks in this offense. That's when you work on shit to see what works well.
Right. And I thought we had some explosive plays in the passing game. The 42-yarder to Swift, the 34-yarder to DJ Moore. What we have? 1 to 26 to Cole Komet. Those are explosives to me.
Well, to me, the only explosive really was the the Swift, because he took a screenplay and took it 44 yards.
Hmm.
And you know, when you can take a short pass and you know,
Cole Komet pass wasn't short that he took 26 yards. That was
well, wasn't that like that? Wasn't that like that? That play like a back shoulder pass,
I can't remember. I think it was too. Yeah. No, no, no. Wait.
and
I have
because
to
he
go
went
back
right
to
out
the
of
broadcast.
bounds with that.
Yeah, but 26 yards on the pass.
Yeah, I think he went right out of bounds with that. And I honestly think if Caleb would have led him more up the field instead of
Hmm.
toward the sideline, he probably could have scored.
No, I think he ran out of bounds. He didn't get taken out of bounds. I think he ran out of bounds.
Right, he went out of bounds with it. That's what I'm saying. He didn't. I mean, it was his momentum and how the pass was thrown that took him out of bounds. But what I'm saying is the way, if Caleb would have led him upfield instead of to the sideline, that's
Hmm.
probably a pass he probably a pass he could have scored on.
I hear what you're saying.
I mean, that was just one of the plays that stood out. You know, just um, we watching the game. I just thought that was, you know, if he would have put that, you know, up going upfield, could have been a bigger game than the 26 yards.
Another game where we controlled the clock, time of possession. We had 33 minutes plus. You know,
I
we
want to see a little bit more of that time of possession. You keep the defense off the field.
yeah,
Get a defense a rest.
I think we've done that the past couple games though, where we control the time of possession.
I
Yeah,
mean, we control the time of possession, but I'm talking about control the time of possession.
you talking about like hold it for 40 minutes?
Right. I want to see one of those good old smash mouth to where we just
But what if we
running the
scoring
ball,
quickly, like
controlling
you
the
was saying
clock.
earlier? What if we scoring the ball quickly, putting up points fast? It's hard to
Yeah,
control possession like
you're
that.
right.
Time of possession.
That was one of my points that I pointed out. There's two quick scores on
Yeah,
a on some plays, especially after the turnover on downs and the fumble.
we we made them one dimensional because we put up points so fast they had to pass the ball.
Yeah,
You know, things like that. Take Chuba Hubbard out the game. Well, because he gashing us anyway.
and
Make put up points
yeah.
fast. They ain't got it. Can't use him anyway. They got to throw the ball.
Thank you, thank you. But I mean, he is effective in the passing game. But when you
Yeah,
take away the passing game,
but we good in the passing game. It's the running game where we slacking.
well, we got right.
Yeah,
We will get. I think we'll get there.
yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, that's
I
something
don't
we
know.
talked about before. I mean, we pretty much got the same line, but what's the difference? The only difference
Right.
is in Arizona.
What's that?
That's the only difference in our in the defensive run game right now is he's in Arizona.
What's that? Explain that. I hate when you do that, man.
Uh, Justin Jones.
Okay. Lay it out
He's the
there.
only
You ain't
one
got to
missing
talk in
from that.
codes, man. We having a conversation, man. Lay it out
Well, we're talking
there.
about a former player who's like a
Yeah,
missing cog in that defensive line, especially
yeah,
in the
yeah,
run game. So we was hoping that Dexter would take this massive step, but in the in the passing game, yes, as a pass rusher, yes, he's taking a step, but in the run game, we kind of depended on Big Bill, and we getting gashed,
yeah. One other thing that I thought we cleaned up were the penalties. Last week, oh my God. Week before, oh my God. Penalties was just outrageous. We had five
especially
penalties for
pre-snap
46
penalties.
yards. Huh?
Yeah, especially the pre-snap penalties. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. We cleaning that up. So that's a good thing. So
You're
it
definitely
just
right
seems
about
as if
that.
the season goes along, these small details the team is taking into mind, and they're just like, let's fix that, let's fix that. Let's go ahead and clean these little details up, and those little details gonna turn into big things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
We
something
gave up
like
like almost a whole 100 yards last. We gave up like 80 some yards or whatever in penalties last week. You know,
hmm
that's crazy.
so we cut that down to half.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sort of like what Flu's always talking about, which is the fundamentals,
Mm.
cleaning that up. So we start to see that, now, but it just got to keep going.
And stuff like that. You can't say, "Oh, it was just Carolina." No, no, no. These are things that you
No, you got to
control. These are things that you
right. Those
control.
are things you control, and you got to keep that
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
Especially giving away free yards.
Yeah.
Um,
Props to the Bears,
you,
man.
yeah, and then shit like that is stopping your momentum.
Mm-hmm.
They're drive killers.
Yep.
So it's good that they're cleaning that up.
I think we could do better on our third down efficiency. We were 4 for 11. I like to
Oh
get
yeah,
I like to get that at 50 to 60%. That's what,
but
34%.
we still held them to 25%. So which is good. I mean that's still good. But as you just said, we as a team got to do better on the offensive side. To keep those drives going.
Keep the drives going, like you said. Let the defense get some rest. Some rest.
hmm
Let the defense, because our defense is the backbone of our team right now, and it'll probably be the
Right.
backbone of the team all the way through the season, as long as we don't have any type of injuries, or unless Caleb just takes off into another stratosphere where we like, nah, defense can share this love because our offense is all that too. But
And, and
yeah,
I can honestly see that this offense will get caught up with the defense.
yeah,
I can see the offense catching its stride. You know, as you talked about earlier, Caleb spreading the love, spreading the
yeah.
ball around,
You can't
and
key in on
I
one
think
guy. We got too many guys that can actually make something happen.
right, and I think that'll be that. I think that could be the biggest difference in the Shane Waldron's offense, um, in the Bears, as opposed to when he was with Seattle, is Caleb
Hmm.
spreading the ball around and having all the playmakers and the weapons around him.
The playmakers. That's the word I'm looking for. And speaking of Shane Waldron and his red zone, we were 3 out of 4 in the red zone.
Okay,
So
good.
that's definitely an improvement.
We we need to keep that trend going, especially against the our next opponent,
Yeah, yeah, facts. We going
because
overseas.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just said we going overseas, so it's not a home game for either team. So you know, we gotta bring our own home game advantage, home field advantage.
Right. And I think the Bears going to be traveling pretty well over there, to London.
To London.
So
They
uh,
so
it'll be
let's move
like a
on.
home game for us too.
Let's move on to the. Why you say that? It's a home game for us.
I'm just saying we're traveling well.
Okay.
Isn't that one of our home games?
On our schedule,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't look at it as a home game because we ain't in Soldier Field. We don't
yeah.
have
I
home
thought
crowd. We
I
don't have
thought
the 12th man, the home crowd.
true.
Speaking of the home crowd, they was rocking for my man Derrick Rose, man. The MVP chants.
Oh yeah, it's good to be recognized at home.
Recognized at home by your football team's fans. That shows a lot of love. Like his talent transcended basketball. It was a Chicago thing. Everybody that's a football fan, not a Chicago Bulls fan or not a basketball fan. The Bears are
Yeah,
the team of the city. So the other teams take a back seat to them. But Derrick Rose did not take a back seat. He was the man yesterday. That's
Yeah,
love.
and well deserved.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
And speaking of
Because
next week's game, let's move on to that. The Bears are 2-point favorites in that game versus Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence did have a good game this week. So I have to give him his props because I've been on his ass saying, "Oh, this dude is overrated. He's so mid. You know,
that's true.
he's not living up to the hype." But he had
No,
371 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have an interception, but no, that's a good game though,
well for him, yeah. So I
and they
mean,
got a win. So they got the win.
right, exactly. So I mean, again, he is still a pro quarterback.
He's still a what?
He's still a pro quarterback.
Still a pro quarterback.
So he get paid to to play quarterback in the NFL, and he has put up some decent games. So, um, actually speaking about him, you gotta respect they deep ball threat. I mean, they got some young receivers over there, especially Gabe Davis, that young rookie Thomas from LSU.
Yeah,
Um, they I think you got to watch them in the deep ball with their deep ball.
I think we
And
we we got that covered. I trust our secondary, man, to the point that I don't even worry about that now. I had to worry about it early, stuff over the top. I don't even worry about it now. I'm like, man, our secondary is dogs. But
I mean, they are, but at the same time, but coverages get busted.
I mean,
And
everybody gonna get you once in a while, yes. But enough to worry, nah. Everybody gonna get their day. Everybody gonna get their day. But I don't
but
worry. Ain't nobody perfect.
but you got the way I look at it is they average their running game could open up the passing game for them. They average 5.7 yards per carry.
That's gonna hurt us because we're not good at the
That's
run.
gonna hurt us deeply. And with us focusing, to me, with us focusing on the run game, and I if their coach is any damn good, Doug Peterson, if he's any good, he's gonna lean on that
Well,
damn near 6 yards per carry.
they're 1-4. They just got their first win. I don't know if they've been
Yeah,
leaning on that enough or not, because they would be better than
no,
1 and
not
4.
not enough, but it's a formula for them. I
Right,
mean, uh, you got to go with what works, especially when you see our team is susceptible to the run.
right.
But that's why I say if he did his homework, I mean, we're gonna have to watch out for that.
I mean, he's going to try to run the ball, and we're going to probably bring someone up into the box, a safety or the slot corner. But
Right. I just don't want it to be a shootout.
I don't, I don't think the other DB is going to have to worry too much. I just really don't think about them beating us over the top at all. I just really don't worry about it because other
But
teams have tried it and they haven't been really successful. So
I also think this would be a good game for the passing game to keep finding its rhythm, get on track.
speak on it. Why you feel that way
And they're the bottom. They're ranked 30th against the
against the pass?
pass.
There it
Yeah.
is.
So I mean, they're bottom feeders. They're ranked in the bottom. So this
So
would
this
be
very well
a
could be a
good week.
shootout. You're saying?
I'm hoping not, but at the same time, I think this could be Caleb's game where he break out in a passing game and have a good game.
You don't think this week was the breakout game? 300 plus
Man,
yards
I'm
and two
talking to
touchdowns.
because people like stats.
300 plus yards
People
and
like
two
stats.
touchdowns in their stats, huh?
No, that ain't enough. They want to see some stats to where did you see that pass by Caleb? A wild play here or there. I think this might be that game that Caleb
I hear what
works
you're
out,
saying.
especially overseas. And
Well, this is the
yeah,
perfect formula for that, considering um, they're a bad passing team. We're a middle of the pack rushing defense. So what's going to happen? What could happen is we could get out early on them, and they have to abandon the run, and now they got to throw the ball. Now it's a shootout.
yeah. I just hope they got to abandon the run anyway. I
They're gonna have to if they
really
can't
hope
if
they
they
got to
can't defend
abandon
the
the run.
pass. If they can't defend the pass, they're gonna have to abandon the run.
Yeah.
If
So
they want to stay in the
yeah,
game.
that's a recipe for a shootout.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for a shootout. But I
Well,
mean, like I said, it's just them three receivers, especially Gabe Davis. He's known for deep balls, deep ball. Well, pause. He's known as being a deep threat,
deep
in the
ball threat.
passing game.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And Thomas has actually built that reputation in LSU. And
Brian Thomas
he's
Jr.
had yeah, he's
Yeah.
had a few runs. I think he's had a long touchdown, at least two, this season.
Yeah, against the
So
Colts, he had the long one for 85 yards.
yeah, and I think he caught one against somebody else earlier in the season.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a recipe
What happened to
for a
Travis
shootout,
Etienne, man? I thought he was their cowbell as far as their running back.
isn't he?
Well, I'm looking at the
I
game they
mean,
had
he's
against the
he's the
Colts.
lead back.
I'm looking at the game against the Colts, and Tank Bigsby was the man. He had 13 carries for 101 yards. Travis had only six carries, 17 yards.
Okay,
I don't know. I
I
got to look
I
at the rest of their season, but just yesterday, those were their stats. It looked like they leaned more on Tank. They had a balanced attack with 23 carries and
that was just
34
yesterday.
attempts. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I gotta
Well,
look at
I
some of
thought
this stuff.
NTN was their lead back.
I did too until I saw this. I was like, well, damn, what happened to Travis?
Wow.
Did he
Okay.
get hurt? I didn't see him on the injury report.
No, I don't think he's injured. He has been playing.
I'm
Yeah,
saying,
he
did he get
has
hurt
been playing.
yesterday? No, he ain't on the injury report.
So
So
that was yesterday's game.
yeah, that was yesterday's game. Tank
I'm
Bigsby,
still
101
still
yards. He
so
had a
trying to.
65-yard run. So he's the one that's going to try to gash us next week.
Yeah, those huge runs is what boosts up
They don't have any other
their
big
yards
runs as
per
far as their
attempt.
running game. He's 65, and after that, their biggest run was 4 yards from the other backs.
Okay.
From the other backs. Yeah.
Okay, I can accept that. But again, if he's a good coach and he's doing his homework, he can see where we weak at, and
But
they can take advantage.
they do have a nice stable of receivers, though. What you said, Brian Thomas, Gabe Davis, um, Christian Kirk. They got a nice stable of receivers, but so our DBs gonna have their hands full if it is a shootout. You know.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I keep saying. I know. Well, we all know Gabe Davis, um, Christian Kirk, Brian Thomas, deep ball threats. So and I really think we are vulnerable to that, especially over the top.
371 yards passing yesterday for Travis. So for Trevor
Who
Lawrence.
who who was his main target?
Brian Thomas and Christian Kirk. Brian Thomas had 122 yards and a touchdown, 5 receptions, 8 targets. Christian Kirk had 88 yards, 4 receptions, 4 targets. They both averaged over 22 yards a reception.
Yeah, that can be a problem if they get on track.
Yeah.
That can be a problem.
Even the running
So
back that I mentioned earlier, Tank Bigsby, he only had 1 reception, but it was for 28 yards. So he gashed Indianapolis in the run game and a nice pass reception.
yeah, again, I believe, if we're not careful, especially, this is not just a gimme win.
No, I don't
I
think so
just
either.
look at it that way.
I don't think any win for the Bears is a gimme win at this point in the season.
No,
This is a team that's
no.
finding itself right now, trying to hit a stride right now. So any win is not a gimme win. That's why I don't talk down on the win against, the Panthers. It wasn't a gimme. We had to go out there and show them. I don't think any win is a gimme win. Our team ain't considered contenders, so
Right.
it's not a gimme
And to me, if we really go, I think Jacksonville was considered a contender. So
until the season started.
yeah, and I believe if we actually go out there and spank them like we should,
hmm
I think, you know, again, the offense should be finding itself this week in the passing game. Caleb really gonna find himself, and this is, I think, the week where he breaks out.
Agreed. All right. Hey, you got anything else you want to talk about, man? Touch on?
No, sir.
All right.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. It was a good episode, bro. Appreciate you talking to me
Yes,
about our
yes,
game,
yes.
man. I love having these conversations. As you said, it's therapeutic, you know,
Oh, yes, very therapeutic, and
talking
especially
sports with
after
your
a dub.
boys. Yeah.
Especially after a dub.
Talking sports with your boys is always a good thing. I've always loved doing that since I was a youngster, talking sports. So here we go, fellas.
Yeah,
Week 5 is in the
much
book.
appreciated.
Headed to London for week 6. I got the Bears in a shootout versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coming home 4-2 and a bye week.
I second that. I second
Yes.
that. I second that.
All right, J Mac. Until we meet again, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
We
you,
will
man.
be chatting.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir. I'll talk to
Thank
you
you.
later.
Thank you. Yeah. Maybe we do this again Victory Monday next week.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
All
All right, bro.
right.